This is our weekly show where we discuss tonight. And thanks again for joining into this night.
Paul and 1OG, the Grouch.
And Todd, W1STJ.
The General.
The General.
The General. All right. Well, that is us as in a nutshell. But as always, we're going to get into some topics in a bit, but we're going to catch you up on the usual stuff. Head on over to our storefront. Check us out at livefrayandham.com/shop. And you can check out all the latest merch. You can pick up some of our bacon hammies. And hopefully in the next coming weeks, I'll have a bunch of more shirts coming out. I know Carlos is chomping at the bit to wait for his shirt to come out. And Paul's is on the way too, but just been super swamped, and my creative juices haven't been flowing as much as they should be. So I don't want to, end up trashing those designs altogether. So we're going to let them sit, let them simmer. We're going to keep working on them. So yeah, you can go check that stuff out. There's some great stuff over there on the shop today. And if you want to connect with our community, you can do that in several ways. First and foremost is our live stream every month, where we, get together and hang out. And guys, we haven't done our live stream for July yet, so we're now behind. So we might be doing a 4-hour live stream to do for both 2 months, but whatever, we'll work it out.
I was a little upset because I was watching our stats, and I was like, oh, man, we went down in our stats just by, a few. But then I'm like, if we had the live stream, we would have beat it.
That would have felt well. Yeah, nobody brought it up, and nobody was like, hey, idiot, you remember that thing we do once a month? And I so I just remembered myself now. And so, yeah, maybe we'll get around to it.
Maybe we'll have to do 2 in August.
Oh, God, yeah. Why not? Sure. We'll pack it all in right before we do our 24-hour POTA. We'll be so done with doing live streams. We'll be like, please, I want to record a video. All right. So you can always connect with our community, and that, again, is through our live stream. You can reach out to us via email and SMS, and our one way that we would hope more people would latch on, and we're encouraging you to do that more, is you can leave us a voicemail, and you can do that at 978-233-1142, because the only voicemails we've gotten so far have been from, again, that town in Massachusetts that keeps telling us that we have to get out and vote for whatever their memorandums, and then we have an unpaid parking ticket that we have to pay for out of somewhere in Portland, New Hampshire, which I don't know how they got the number, but ignoring all that, we would love to hear from you. So head over 978-233-1142, and again, if you're in your car and you're hearing this, hit the pause button, dial the number, leave us a message, say hello. So with that, we've obviously, last week we talked about the 24-hour POTA, so make sure you check out all the details on that, and the way to stay on top of that, especially if you're planning on coming. If you're maybe hanging out with us during the day, that's totally fine too. We'd love to have you, and you want to come operate on the station itself, reach out to us, and we'll make sure we give you all the details. But if you're on the verge and you're waiting to, get going, and you're going to be staying for the weekend, make sure you fill in all the details and get your money in, because we need to get those numbers locked in for the caterer and the park and the whole 9 yards. So you have until the 8th of August, which is coming up soon. So make sure you get that going. And actually, by the time this episode airs, you're going to be past. So hopefully, you got it in. If you can get an email to me and you're just on the fence, let us know. And so you can always support our show, become a Patreon member. You can do buy us a beer links, and every Patreon member who's a paid member gets access to a ton of free stuff, early show releases. They get to be part of our private live stream of all the recordings that we do once a week. And they get all the uncut and unfettered, backstories and talk in between the shows that a lot of our, public folks that just listen to the free stream don't always get a chance. And as always, as we say,
you can join for as little as $3 a month. It's not a big expense.
Yep. Yes, you are right, Bob. It is not a big expense, and every bit that you contribute to the show helps us continue to do this and do some really cool stuff. And once we get over the 24-hour POTA, we're going to be like, oh man, we're going to be so psyched and so hyped up with stuff that I think we're going to start thinking about for future stuff. So keep that in the loop, and I'm looking forward to obviously the 24-hour POTA first, and I'm sure these guys too are as well. So with that, we don't have anything, no win links this week, no messages, and definitely no emails from anybody. If we had the sad emoji you could put across the screen, we would do that for you. But hey, we understand, it's been a really busy summer for a lot of folks, but that shouldn't stop you from
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So with that, let's just dive right into our usual here. I got to get the button on. We're way ahead of the script here. So we're going to go into...
It's everyone's favorite segment.
And now, a little something extra with Todd, W1STJ.
Still a general.
Yes, you are. But as we always do in every episode, we pick 3 questions to help Todd study for his extra class license. And we do that using hamstudy.org, which we all know is an awesome tool to help you prepare for your test. I have run into many people that have used this tool and have been super successful with getting their license initially, or going through the upgrade to general and into extra. And it's been very supportive. I know Kimmy, because I was just talking to her last week there, Todd, is about 40% proficient. So she's slowly knocking up the ladder there. I did mention to her that, we would be interested in doing a, say, Jeopardy style head-to-head, contest against you and her when she's, ready, with the attention that maybe you might be there too as well. And she graciously said, sure. And so we will just have to wait when we hear from her to get the thumbs up. You better be ready, my friend.
The ham radio game show where the points are made up and nobody really cares.
Exactly. And so with that, I hand it over to our quizmaster. Paul, take it away.
All right, Todd. So question number 1 comes from sub-element number 7 tonight. The question is, what type of digital signal processing filter is used to generate a single sideband signal? Is it A, Hilbert transform filter, B, an adaptive filter, C, a notch filter, or D, an elliptical filter?
I'm going to go with D.
Elliptical filter.
Did you say D as in Delta?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess that's wrong, huh?
Definitely adaptive filters doesn't sound right. Notch filter is definitely not the case for a digital DSP signal. I gotta go with the most complex one there that is hyphenated. We'll do a Hilbert transform filter, which, now that I'm saying out loud, doesn't sound right. But
so you don't really know. You're just guessing.
I'm just guessing.
All
process of deduction.
That's called deductive reasoning.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't trust those big words.
All right. Todd said D, an elliptical filter, and D is incorrect.
Ooh. Okay.
Eric said A, the Hilbert transform filter, and A is correct.
There we go.
So, your hint, transforms. So, single sideband modulation is an efficient form of amplitude modulation, AM, that uses half the bandwidth used by AM. This technique is most popular in applications such as telephony, ham radio, and HF communications, i.e. voice-based communications. This example shows how to implement single sideband modulation using a Hilbert transformer. So the Hilbert transform essentially shifts the phase of each frequency component in a signal. Specifically, it shifts negative frequencies by plus 90 degrees and positive frequencies by negative 90 degrees. One common method for single sideband generation using the Hilbert transform is the phasing method. This involves creating 2 versions of the modulating signal, one original and one with its Hilbert transform, These are then combined with the carrier signal in balanced modulators, and the outputs are added or subtracted to select the desired sideband.
Sure.
There you go.
Because you're lonely?
Yes. After reading that, I feel very lonely.
So lonely.
I'm so lonely. All right.
All right. Question number 2 comes from the beginning. Sub-element number 1. Which of the following additional rules apply if you are erecting
Erecting.
an amateur station
Erecting
antenna?
that big, hard, stiff black mast.
Sorry.
Fucking love it.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay. Starting over. Which of the following additional rules apply when you are erecting an amateur station antenna structure at a site or near a public use airport? Is the answer A, you must file an environmental impact statement with the EPA before construction begins? B, you may have to notify the Federal Aviation Administration and register it with the FCC as required by Part 17 of the FCC rules. C, you must obtain a construction permit from the Airport Zoning Authority per Part 119 of the FAA regulations. Or is it D? You may have to enter the height above ground in meters and the latitude and longitude in degrees, minutes, and seconds on the FAA website.
Degrees, minutes, and seconds. You're putting up a fucking antenna.
All right. I'm going to say B.
Yeah, definitely. Well, being by an airport, yeah, you need to notify the airport for sure. I'm going with B.
Look at that. I didn't even need to hit the music.
I know. He's getting better. There we go. I'm 2 for 2.
And B is the correct answer. You may have to notify the Federal Aviation Administration and register it with the FCC as required by Part 17 of the FCC rules. The explanation, this is an overlapping jurisdiction question. The FAA regulates airspace that might endanger aircraft, and so their regulations need to be consulted, and it would need to be registered with the FCC as required by Part 17. And so your hint, the question deals with aviation and radio, so the correct answer references both the FAA and the FCC.
Very cool. Well, I have to back the train up. I can't leave Kevin out of this list either when it comes to erecting antennas.
So we're going to shove as much as we can up in there. Oh, yeah.
I love Kevin, but I love that one I couldn't pass up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, harder. I was like, oh. Like, I don't, I just can't put, like Kevin, Kevin's like a great friend, but he's also like a fatherly, grandfatherly figure to me, kind of like, it just seems wrong, but I had to do it.
But it's fantastic.
It is. All right. Enough of the
All right.
shenanigans.
So far, Eric is 2 for 2 and Todd is 50%.
I'm going to throw the next one.
Just so the song.
Just so I can play the song.
All right. For the third and final question of the evening, which comes from sub-element number 6, which of the following digital logic families has the lowest power consumption? Is it A, Schottky TTL, B, ECL, C, NMOS, or D, CMOS? And I'll give you the music for this one because I know you're going to need it.
I have no idea. God, I can't remember this one. I haven't seen this one in a while.
Well, think relatively new.
Dude, that to me, I don't recognize. I don't even know what that means. Any of it.
Well, you should know at least one of them because it's in your 510 radio. So
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, well,
I'm
pick
gonna
one.
go. I'm gonna go with the Schottky TTL.
Oh, okay.
That's wrong. I don't know. It looks kind of. It's the longest one up there.
It's CMOS.
It's CMOS.
Yep. Go ahead. Hit the button.
Okay, but Todd
I'm not.
said-
I'm not picking D. So I want. To
Yeah,
hear the song.
he's picking D.
I want to hear the song.
Todd said it's a Schottky TTL. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. The correct answer is CMOS.
Yep.
So, your explanation, CMOS, stands for Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor, is a digital logic family known for its very low power consumption compared to other logic families. This is because CMOS circuits only draw significant power during switching when the transistors are changing states from on to off or vice versa, and have negligible power consumption when in a steady state, either on or off. In contrast, other logic families like the Schottky TTL, transistor logic, the ECL, emitter coupled logic, and NMOS, the N-type metal oxide semiconductor, consume more power because they draw constant current even when not switching. This makes CMOS the preferred choice for battery-operated and efficient devices. Fully understanding these types would require a lot of reading, so this one you'll most likely just need to remember. But for many people who are familiar with computers, the term CMOS may be a familiar term because it's used to store the BIOS settings on computer motherboards.
Yep. Roger.
Now, I'm not a computer person, but I knew that because of computers.
I don't know the computer. Just put the computer in. It's in all the computers. Just do it. So play that funky music, my friend. I want to hear it, white boy.
Hey, you got 3 out of 3.
No, I told you I voted wrong on the last one. That means you should have gotten it right, and therefore you still would have had the song either way.
You want to go for a fourth one?
A bonus question. How much are you willing to wager there, Todd? All right. Well, so if you're on the journey to studying for your technician, general, or extra class license, then hamstudy.org, again, is an awesome resource for getting that ticket. And so if you've maybe recently upgraded, or maybe you got your license just recently, then, we want to know. Send us a quick email at livefreeandham at gmail.com, and we will be glad to announce your, level upgrade, brand new ticket, whatever be the case, and share to the world that, hey, you're on the air and in the hobby, and we want to just welcome you to hang out, because it's not a tough road, but it's a long road sometimes, depending on where you come from. But it's not that it can't be achievable. And like I say to everybody, once you kind of get past that first stage, then it gets a little easier, because then get more hands on and whatnot. And so we'll mention you in the next show. And again, thanks for hanging out with us and playing along as Todd continues to work on his extra. And Kimmy, come on, hurry up, go faster. Anyway, all right. Just a sidebar. Like, I was thinking we should do. We'll have to workshop this one. I'm going to put the pin in this one, but I want I want to talk about maybe doing some online, kind of boot camp stuff, which I think would be kind of cool for new hams that like a lot of YouTubers could do, sort of like how they did the YouTubers bunch. But
I think we should have you and Eric and Tim against me and Kim. Like Kim and I are a team, and you two.
Test?
No, on this thing, on the extra test.
Oh, right. So you're gonna just let Kimmy make all the choices.
No, we'll consult and then do it together. She's at 40%. I'm like at 55%. So
hey, Kimmy, you're doing a great job. The last answer you guessed right. So yeah, we'll go with whatever you present to us. Yes, yeah. Just manager, right? Is that what you're gonna do?
No.
I think she's no. Never. All right.
See how well Tim is has retained all the vital information to be an extra.
You want to do that because Tim will very much, he'll step up to the plate wholeheartedly.
Oh, I know he will.
And take you on. He'll sit you down, sir.
He might feel bad though if he beats his wife.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. She'll let him do that just because. All right,
not what I meant, Paul. That's not what I meant.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think it was going there either, but we're all in that same wavelength.
Oh no, I was definitely there.
Yeah, I know you were.
I was in my head. I was like, well, you come home, you throw on a wife beater because you got to do it before you beat the wife.
I did not come down here just to get jerked off.
No, I did not. All right. Well, with that, in our usual format, let me ask Paul, N1OG the Grouch, how's your ham radio week been, my friend?
Ham radio. What did I do? Ham radio this week. Well, I put out some videos.
You did.
I got some cool new swag.
Swag. Yes. Very good.
Right.
I love that hat. That is it. For those that can't see it because the light's hitting it, that is the Hillbilly Ham Radio official swag. And
do you see what that says?
Yes.
That says honorary club member.
Yes, you are. Well, just like us. Todd's even got his. You still have it, right? I gave it to you. Okay.
Yeah, you gave it to me.
Okay.
I'll wear it next show.
No problem. Just wear it on, 24-hour photo too. That'll be golden.
Yeah.
And you got the shirt to boot.
Yeah, no, I got a package in the mail here at the Drop Zone. I got some stickers to hand out at Huntsville. I got the Reliance one of a kind, 56-1 with an SO239 connector. And he also put some kind of choke thing on the wire.
Yep.
I'm pumped to freaking try that out. He did tell me that I may have to shorten the wire a little bit, tune it, but I'll figure that
same
out.
with mine. Yep.
So thanks for that, Matt. Thank you, Hillbilly Hams, for all the cool stuff. I put Jabberjaw's sticker on my fridge with the collection.
Nice job.
And basically, ham radio wise, I've been planning and preparing for Parachute Mobile. So kind of going over things with Carlos and the best practices so that I can do it in a safe manner where it's not going to be distracting and I'm not going to have anything in the way of my flight and my ability to fly and land. So I'm excited for that. Here we are, T-minus 7 days to heading to Huntsville.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you didn't mention it. Did they survive the trip in the box?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So the whiskey
glasses did. Yeah. The whiskey glasses. I want to make sure.
Box?
Yeah, that's dude, I would hope you would, bless those who you feel are honorable enough to have one in their possession, So he is equipped with what did I send you 6 of them, 8 of them? 4, 3 or 4,
6.
Whatever. 6, yeah. So
so one of the things. All right. So I wanted to show my appreciation for all of the support that I've gotten here at the Drop Zone. And so what I did was I ordered 4 of my coffee mugs with the Grouch skydiving and the Live Free and Ham logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave one to Doug, the owner of the Drop Zone. I gave one to Stockdale, who was one of my my AFF instructors when I was going through. I gave one to Carlos, and I gave the other one to Herman, who was another AFF instructor that was really kind of critical in my development. But the the guy that runs the AAFF program, his name is Omar, and he's absolutely an amazing mentor and wonderful person. And I was trying to think, like, what can I give him that's like something special from me to him? And I do believe that there was a glass that I had in my possession back in Nearfest that ended up being given to Tortoise Overland.
Oh.
And so I'm going to commandeer one of these glasses as recompense for my glass that got given to Tortoise. And I'm going to give it to Omar because Omar deserves to have one of these.
They are good glasses, my friend. Yeah.
And the rest of them will be for sale in Huntsville.
Yeah. You do how you see fit. And, if you can get somebody to produce you a good quality viral video for earning that glass, then I would say go for it, because that's going to be way better than the co-ed naked backseat driving stuff that you guys keep teasing me about. But yeah.
Like, all right, if you want a glass, you have to get as near naked as possible and
no,
jump around and talk about how great Live Free and Ham is and how you want to be co-ed naked.
So Eric can he can relive his high school days.
Eric is doing nothing with this content whatsoever. This is all Paul's content. I'm just giving him ideas. I'm just the idea man. I don't want to see any of that video whatsoever. Better not grace my inbox at all. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, yeah, good deal. I'm glad they made the ride, because I was like, I was debating whether to individually wrap them or just try them in the box. But I've had pretty good luck so far where, they've stayed, consistent, and haven't broken one yet. Knock on wood,
and
so.
you did a great job bubble wrapping the shit out of everything. So.
Cool. Good. All right. Well, that's awesome. The only thing, obviously, I made the faux pas because I forgot to throw in your 1-to-1 transformer. So that's up this way. And so when you come up for the 24-hour put, I'll give it to you then. And
I'll be home in 3 weeks.
In the meantime, I'll use it. Because I'm like, why not? And then, that was, and the only thing that didn't get in your possession was the pigs. I was like so mad. They're still sitting in customs. Ugh. I ordered 1,000 because we needed a bunch more, and so I ordered
1,000 pigs.
They're cheap enough at 1,000 than they are if I order them in 20.
How much does 1,000 pigs cost?
A little shy of like $80. Yeah, dude, they charge you more on the import duties now on smaller quantities. So like, I'll order more and I'll pay a little bit more, but I'm not going to pay like the gobs amount of money that I was paying on when I was getting them off of Amazon. So knock on wood, they were still sitting on the dock or somewhere in customs, and I don't know why they're being held up. So I couldn't get them to Paul. And, there are a bunch of people that want to order a bunch, but they're like, oh, when they come in, I'm like, well, when they come in, I'll let you know. And I'm at even low. So no hammies for you.
What about the metal, the wooden pieces?
Oh, I have John printed me like 500 of them. I have those in, those things are like 1/2 of a third of a cent he gave me, because he was like, how many do you need? And I'm like, well, I need probably 500. You can print 500. He's like, sure. So he printed 500. I'm like, how much do I owe you? And he's like, $20. You do the math.
Right.
So, hey, well, all good there. So yeah, those are coming in soon. So if you're looking to grab your hammies, then they'll put your orders in now, and then that way you'll be locked in, and I'll be able to send you the batches going forward. But Paul, they'll be coming your way, but probably by the time you get back up this way. So we'll have them for the 24-hour POTA, if anything.
I did find 4 in my truck, so I have 4 to give out at Huntsville.
Sweet. Okay. And Todd, you weren't here for the discussion. I was watching Digital Ranchers video. Where they went to Colorado. They did the park run with Jason and all the other guys. Lo and behold, one of our hammies was sitting on Jason's dash.
I heard that.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you were
awesome.
around. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
They're making their way. They're making their way. They're becoming a little popular. In 5 years, they may be the best popular thing on the planet. But
I saw a car, and I had my hammies. I had my hammies in this box, but forget what I was doing. But I took that box out, and I didn't have it with me. And I saw this car in a parking lot, dude. I don't know what it was. I think it might have been like a weather chaser car. Like it was a shitbox car, but it had like 50 different antennas on it, little dishes on it, round things, spinning things. I was like, what the? I was like, could there be a ham radio antenna in that mess?
Yep.
Probably got a full weather station.
Yeah.
Anemometer and everything.
It was like a old hatchback. Like, I want to say it was like, what kind of car was it? It was like one of those. It was like one of those like what were those Volkswagen hatchbacks that you used to get? The Golf.
Jetta?
The Golf.
Yeah, the Jetta GTI stuff.
No, the Golf, which was like it was like an old Volkswagen Golf, but man, it had.
I don't know if I'd want to chase the storms in that car.
I know. I was like, what the hell is that?
Suicide.
I had a Golf at one point.
I did too. Yeah. And I know I would not want to go headwinding with that thing because you go by a truck at the wrong way, you get blown over.
Yeah, but I was really bummed because I was going to throw a hammy on it, but I was like, oh, shit. I went to go get it. I'm like, oh, I left the freaking box.
Actually, I had an interesting story. I was talking to another ham on a repeater, and I can't remember who the call sign was, but he was just like, dude, are you the guys that do the get ham stuff, like the hammy stuff? I'm like, yeah, actually, and we do. And he's like, I'm like, why? He's like, did I give you one? He's like, no. I had a buddy of mine, and he rattled off his call sign. He's like, he got one of these hams, and he had no idea what to do with her. What the heck it was us? And he looked it up, and then he told me, like, do you know Live Free and Ham? And then, like, he started this. I'm like, yeah, dude, we do them all the time. They're like, dude, that's the freaking awesome thing. You know, he started going on. I was like, I got to get my own. I'm like, well, put your order in, dude, because I got to wait for them to come customs. But yeah, all behold, it's definitely making some impact. So it's good to see. All right. Well, dude, no real, hands-on ham radio, but still ham radio all together. Adjacent is good. Cool. All right. Well, with that, Todd, I know you've had some ham radio this week.
Yeah, I finally got my radio installed in the Jeep.
Very cool.
Few issues. Had to look some things up. A little help from Ryan. And yeah, it's all up and running and good. I'm glad to be back on the air. I like the setup a lot. I like it better than the old one I had. Mm-hmm. I did it cleaner. I got it set up so I can, and we'll talk more about this, but that was basically what I did ham radio wise. And I'm planning a POTA. I do juvenile probation, if you guys forgot. And I got a kid that's going into independent living. He's going to be 18. And on Thursday, I had told him, one of my hobbies was ham radio, and he thought it was kind of cool. So we're going to go out to Newcastle and do an activation. Yeah. Cool. So
hopefully, knock on wood, the band propagation.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I'm hoping. I mean, and this kid's very smart, and he's already taken college classes, and he's got a good. Taught me a few things, and I've spent a little bit of time with him, and I think ham radio is going to intrigue him. So might be a good way to get a young kid into the hobby, and who knows? He's the type of kid that'll, when he does things, he goes to extremes. So he might become the intense
ham. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be fun, and so that's coming up. I'm looking forward to that because I haven't been out in a POTA in a long time, and
you remember how to do one?
Yeah, I know how to do one. Come on.
Might I suggest, if it's early enough in the day, right? Try like 12, 15, 17.
Yeah.
See if you can get some really good DX. Because like that kind of stuff, like, I don't know about what you've dealt with, bringing new people in, but like when I brought new people in and you can get somebody,
Europe or
even
whatever.
just the middle of Europe. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that far.
Well, right. Well, we're going to be right on the water. So I'm hoping that'll help.
Put the freaking antenna in the water.
yeah. Like we did when Eric and I had one, we literally had the antenna like in the water, like on the tripod.
No, to that credit, we didn't realize the tide was coming in, and we had put it out on the shore, and then when we turned around, we were like, holy crap, the antenna's halfway in the water. It was like, okay, that ain't gonna work.
It worked.
We were like, it worked great because we were like, wow, we're getting like contacts halfway across the DX. It's like, this is just like awesome. And then we turn around and the antenna's like, swimming.
RF in the ocean.
Yeah. Really a true sense of salt water.
Well, when I was, I've been taking my son out. We've been going on the kayak, and I was like, this would be kind of cool if I had like a little bit of a bigger boat and set up an antenna and just go float out into one of those bays. might work.
Good.
It'd be like being on a boat, but
although isn't saltwater kayaks, aren't they a little bit longer for more balance?
yeah, I wouldn't go out in my 10 meter because anytime like a jet skier came by, it almost flips me over. Like I have to like literally turn the kayak to like face into it because if I'm sideways, it's like
so you get toppled over.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with paddle boards. Yeah, my son Cody's realizing that he can't, take on any,
Well, I'll tell you,
vehicle.
like Babusick Lake in Amherst, Merrimack border, it is like a mecca of assholes because everyone's got these big ass pontoon boats and they're flying around and they're jet skiers doing like 90 miles an hour. And, I'm just trying to fish in a cove and all of a sudden like a freaking tidal wave comes. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
And I got my 12-year-old kid out there and I'm like, Zach, here comes one. He hangs on, trying to make sure he doesn't tip over. But, yeah.
So all of those boats are owned by people who live on the lake because there is no public boat access.
Oh, yeah, there is. Amherst Town Beach. How do you think I get in there?
For Babusick?
No,
yeah.
Not for a boat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, you can bring kayaks and stuff like that, but.
Yeah. No, I know. It's a nasty.
There's no public boat access.
Right. Right. You're right.
So all of those boats are people who live there.
Yeah, I know.
Who are assholes.
Yeah. They're assholes.
Who don't care why you're on their
lake. They all know.
Like, this is our fucking lake.
Yeah, well, it's true. They all know each other. They're all like jet skiers going out to the boats. They tie all the pontoon boats together. But the lake is disgusting. It's got this green algae floating in it. So the water like for swimming has been like banned like for the last 2 weeks. But it's like this fluorescent.
Just a hint of E. coli. No big deal.
It's just a nasty. But people are out there. They're water skiing. I'm like, oh. I mean, it's literally like fluorescent green algae floating like along the shores. It's nasty.
It couldn't be from the fact that they run motorcycles on the lake during the ice time, and gasoline and oil mix, pour into that lake, and it has no way to be able to like drain from the lake. So
they got good bass in it though.
Gas and oil don't cause E. coli.
No, but you mix it with a bunch of other stuff. I'm sure it does.
And you know what so when we were kayaking around, there's like some really, really nice houses and there's some really shit boxes on that lake. Like there's some really, really nice houses on that lake. Like one guy's got I'm going to assume it's like a double-sided garage. So it's like it's either 2 or 3 wide. And he must have one on the other side because it's like a driveway that goes right into the lake. So I'm guessing he's got a boat and a trailer and he just kind of backs it in and then pulls it up into his garage. But it's like this, it's up on a hill a little bit. It's a huge house. And but there's some real like houses that I'm like, I would think that they look like cottages, like they would be something that you would rent for like a weekend or something.
I don't know if I'd be renting a cottage.
Well, I'm just saying, but that's what I said. But I'm saying like, like when you get those like lake houses, they're like little summer cottages. They got no heat or whatever.
It's there. Yeah. It's probably where it started that way. And then they all of a sudden became these like rich houses because they, put $400,000 house on, a small quarter acre.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, out of all the lakes in New Hampshire, like that's not the one I would pick.
You'd be surprised, dude. My aunt grew up in Chelmsford, and there was a lake on there, and it sounds exactly the same way. This lake is for Babusick is, and it's like the houses now there, like their house looks run down in comparison to the $400,000 McMansion that's on a small little postage stamp, and it's like 4 floors because they can't build out; they can only build up.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. But that's what
Silver Lake's the same kind of deal. Like there's no public boat access, but the people that live there all have their boats. Mm-hmm. And that lake always, every year, has E. coli issues.
Wow.
It's probably because
cannot swim.
Yeah, it's probably because they have the town beaches there. All the fucking people shitting and pissing in it.
Washing their ass in the fucking lake.
I go to that Pota, man. I don't stop ruining my, my good image.
Have you been to Silver Lake like in the summer? Like you need to be freaking armed.
No,
you do.
Maybe you, but
all my kids are there.
So I'm fine. Okay,
I go there and I'm like, oh yeah, there they all are, freaking playing their rap crap. And
I've never, but I go like at like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So most of the time they're not in the middle of the day when, it's super busy. But yeah, I don't go in the evening hours.
Go there on a weekend.
God, no.
Like 6 o'clock, Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I know. Our first introduction to Silver Lake was when my wife went and the kids, and she was out there in the pond when they actually allowed people to swim in it. And she's like, a turd just floated by. And she's like, yep, we're out of the water. Time to go home. So, no thanks.
Have you ever fished there, Paul? In Silver Lake? Yeah.
No.
It's disgusting.
Not worth my time. There's so many fucking great lakes in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot be bothered with E. coli infested fucking shit lakes.
Yeah, for the convenience.
The thing is, Babusick is literally like a mile, maybe 2 miles from my house, so it's so easy to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but if you drove a little bit further and you went to Botanipo in Brookline, that's an absolutely beautiful lake.
Is that the one with the park?
Clean.
Is that there's a park there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Zach and I were gonna go to that one. Where we went fishing?
And there's hiking trails that go all the way around the lake.
We didn't have we went to the Wilton Reservoir, and it's really clean. And we walked around the whole thing. It's not very big, but it's pretty clean. And you're not really catching shit offshore, but guys in the middle were catching fish. And he's like, yeah, you got to get out in a boat. And there's public access, so he wanted to go to that one too. So we'll try to hit that one up. But yeah, I think I might do that Brookline one. That's a cool lake. I like that one. I did that park one day before I picked up my parents in Boston. I'll go do this park before I pick them up. And I was having such a good activation. I almost forgot to pick them up. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go to Logan.
Oh, dude.
I'm stuck in Brookline at this park. The sun's going down and I'm looking at their flight and they're like, the plane is like, I look on flight aware or flight, whatever it is. And it's like, they're over New York. And I'm like, I'm sitting in Brookline. I got all my gear set up.
Oh, dude. Yeah. You're hustling ass fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was bad. I did make it. I made it pretty much on time. They called and I was just getting out of the tunnel. I'm like, oh, I'll be right there. Just sitting in the parking lot.
I'm stuck in the Logan Tunnel. I'll get there when I get there. Cool. All right.
Oh, Eric, how was your day?
My day was great, Todd, but my ham radio week was even better. Let me see where to start. So I finally, after my miserable first attempt of live streams, thank you, Mother Nature, for being such an asshole and causing it to rain, very intensely. So I decided I was going to originally activate or do my antenna review at Silver Lake. And I figured, okay, based off the cloud cover, I probably get the crap lake, we'll call it.
Shit turds floating in the lake.
I was going to do it there, and I was like, no, I look into the weather pattern. There was a big enough gap in the weather pattern that it was clear that if I went over to Robert Frost's historic park, that I'd be okay. Well, I got there early, got set up. I was outside. I brought umbrellas just to play it safe. And then 10 minutes before I have to go live, and I've tested all the equipment. I'm like, all right, cool, this is going. It's spitty. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes before I go live, the skies freaking open up. And I'm scrambling to grab all the gear, throw it in the truck, and set up all the cameras again. Finally get it set up. And of course, being in the truck and maybe just the weather conditions in general, the cell service sucked. I could not continue. You would get... and I would stutter and the whole 9 yards. And so I'm like, this is
it
miserable.
was lagging bad.
Oh, it was bad. And you were on it, so to Paul. And so I bailed on that one. I felt bad. And so I had to go out to Salem again to do another customer install. And from that, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it another shot. So I kind of scoured the parks and I forgot, I'm literally about 25, 30 minutes away from where I'm at Maudsley. Maudsley is the first park I ever did an activation on when I finally got really into POTA. And that park's great. I mean, wide open, everything else like that. Good, good flat ground, a lot of shade. So I headed out that way and basically scheduled a live stream for 2:30. And so I got everything kind of set up, and 230 rolled around, and it went off like a hitch. The antenna's okay. I mean, the biscuit antenna that N0 APX creates, I built it myself, but the instructions that he sent with it were for the 20 meter version, and I had the 40 meter version. So I had extra parts that didn't really like work. Like I should have incorporated into the build of the antenna, like winding double toroids. And so I knew my antenna was going to be off. Overall, it wasn't bad. I mean, I literally, we had about a two hour stream and got the antenna up, and I felt bad because I had anchored on a picnic bench that you could see out of, like, it was out of camera view, but a couple, a dad and his two girls decided to sit on the picnic bench, and they didn't realize my antenna was anchored to that picnic bench. And I'm in the middle of, that's when I had said to everyone, like, hey, you want me to just stop doing this activation? And like, I have like 4 more contacts to make, because I saw out of the corner of my eye those people over there. And they're like, no, keep going. I'm like, oh no. And of course, the dad caught out of the corner of the eye the antenna there because it was kind of moving. He's like, and I kind of like looked over him and nodded, because he's like, oh yeah, don't touch. And I'm like, yeah, don't touch, kind of thing. And so, overall it was fine. They just kind of sat away from it for a little bit. I'm like, I'm only putting 100 watts out there. I'm not baking you too much. So all in all, that turned out to be a good live stream. It was good to have everybody on, and the antenna turned out okay. It wasn't a super great antenna. I mean, I think overall my feelings on it would have been like, if I had a choice of that or the spool antenna, I'd pay a little bit more for the spool antenna, just because it's a little bit better construction. And for what it's worth, I would trade both of those spool antennas for Reliance any day, because I got man hands, man. Those spools are too small, and trying to make them work, and it was just too much frustration for the benefit of having something so small and light. But I got that with the Reliance antenna, so I don't have to worry about it. So all in all, good review. It was fun to get back there and activate, and definitely good to have everybody on the live stream. And then Saturday, I didn't really do much ham radio stuff. I know a couple of folks were activating. Can't remember what it was I was trying to hunt. Oh, I don't remember what that one was. But then Sunday I did the live stream for Brew and Activate, and we talked batteries, and that was actually pretty cool. A lot of folks, had some very insightful information in terms of batteries and how they use it in activation. So that was a good live stream, and looking forward to picking some more of that stuff up and talking in that sense. And then, spent the rest of the day today making burnt ends. So yeah, that turned out really good, and I was kind of happy with that. The family was quite happy to have burnt ends. They're, one of those folks that, they want them badly when they do, when we go out and get them. And so I was able to bring it to the table and, make, some family members happy. So outside of that, that was pretty much my weekend in ham radio. And what other thing? Well, I won't talk about that now. I guess you can see it in the background there. I've got to finish up the review for the lazy dog, which I'm going to create a specific bag for this thing, because this is a freaking awesome antenna. So, yeah. And so, that was my ham radio short week, I guess, for what it's worth.
What day were you out when you got rained on? Friday?
Thursday. No, Thursday? Wednesday. Wednesday was the rain.
Was that the rainy day?
Oh my gosh, it was hard. Like it did not let up. It was like, I was like sitting there when we were just barely getting, there was spitty. I was like, man, I really wish I brought the 10x10 tent. It's like, yeah, that was really good.
Oh yeah, Wednesday that was the day it was like downpour, like heavy.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, I was sitting in my office and I heard, I'm like, it sounds like thunder or a train coming through. I look outside, it's just like,
yep. Yeah, everything was soaked. I had so much. I had put on the back of my hitch, the hitch mount, and then I put my DX Commander antenna, and I forgot to put the cap back on when I got in the truck when it started to rain. When I took it out, I had like a cup and a half of water I poured out of it that basically fallen in the inside of that mast, and I was like, oh no. So I had taken it all apart and just like let all the sections dry, because problem with fiberglass, you get it a little wet, it never really keeps its shape and falls apart quicker just because it disintegrates. So hopefully, knock on wood, that continues to perform so far. Cool. Okay, well, yeah. So that was my ham radio week, but so we're gonna kind of shift gears a little bit. Last week, I know we talked about our 24-hour POTA, which turned out really good. A lot of folks were super excited, and that should air this Monday. So, or the past Monday for you guys, because this will air after it. Yeah, it was a good talk. I mean, we got some good plans. I think we definitely got some stuff to work on, and we're gearing up for that. So we've got the time, and we're moving forward. So I'm looking, September is going to be here. In 4 weeks, if less. So yeah, if you haven't already started planning and you're looking to come to the 24-hour POTA, definitely sign up and we'll love to have you come hang out with us, whether it's for the day or the weekend. We're encouraging you to come hang out for the weekend because that's where all the fun's really going to happen. So on a sidebar, we know Todd's been planning, we'll say. The weather has distracted him. Life has distracted him. He has struggled to find the time to put his 510 in his truck. You probably heard on previous episodes, all of his ham radio minutes that we've talked about with programming that turned into 30-minute sessions. He's got all that narrowed down.
It's your fault, Eric, because you didn't show up to help him.
Yeah, fucking guy.
Dude, please, you did it yourself, you bastard. You could don't give me that crap. You're like this helpless little child. You did fine. So we're gonna share. Todd's gonna share some of his woes in setting this thing up because we know how we sort of know how it went in the phone calls I got at 9:30 at night for tech support, which I haven't sent you the bill on yet. But I got your bill. Right here. You know what that is? Read it. I have no idea. I can't see it at all. Was it middle finger?
No. Well, hold on. Mm-hmm. There, this is better.
Well, Todd's reviewing my bill
because of all the tech support that Eric said, I felt like I had to get him something. So if he ever comes by and sees me, he's got a nice gift card to his favorite
I'll be
brewery.
over tomorrow then.
I know. Now it'll be over.
Yeah, it's like I've been
holding this thing for weeks. I'm like, God, when's he ever going to come over?
Well, I didn't know there was
Yeah, now it'll be like boom.
So anyway, without that little segue there, do tell Todd. I mean, you've been talking about this for months. You've been off the air for who knows God how long.
Yeah. So for starters, I just got to say, I love this radio. I mean, out of the 3 mobile radios that I've played with, this one is by far my favorite. I just love everything about it. The ASP thing is freaking amazing. Like, I went on the net and where I live, it's kind of, when I use it and when I'm mobile where I live, it's always staticky and gets kind of choppy and stuff. I hit that button, the signal bumps up, and everyone is like crystal clear. There's no noise. It's like it's the magic button. Awesome. So the radio, very simple to use, way easier than the old on the 400 and the 300 to get to where you need to go. And
I did say it was an old man's upgrade, so yeah, it makes sense.
What does that mean, old man's upgrade?
Well, so when the 500 came out, all of a sudden, all these old guys started coming out on Facebook and other places going, this is such a great radio. I can see it now. I don't have to put my glasses on. The buttons are easy to touch. It was like basically like, the TV remote when you went and you had the standard remote that came from the cable company and then the remote that like was the size of a microwave interface.
It's very easy. Like if you have for an example, I freaking wasn't paying attention and I put in the Epson repeater and I had the wrong tone, right? Like it was like 2 buttons, boom, boom, done. Like it was easy. Like it wasn't like I had to scroll through and find and which menu and then a sub menu. It was just everything is right where it needs to be. So I love the radio. So anyway, I've been procrastinating, not having time, either too tired, knowing that it's going to take me a long time. So what I did first is last week or the week before, I installed the antenna. So I bought for my Jeep Wrangler, I bought this kind of metal back side windshield mount that kind of connects to the top of the
Molly panel,
the top of the roof, and underneath.
Like a lip mount.
Yeah, it's like a lip mount. It attaches to the top, and then underneath the hard top, and it kind of screws in. So put that on first, and it looks pretty good. It's solid metal. It's actually, I saw this at Nearfest. I took a picture of it and on a Jeep, and I said, oh, that's how I'm going to do it. It's awesome. Then I went down to the candy store, HRO, and I bought an antenna mount and a new antenna. I forget the size of it.
Well, you get another quarter wave, half wave,
It's
five
like-
base.
Yeah, but the mount is like maybe like that round. It's not huge, but it's easy to screw on and off. So my other one, I literally had to it was hard to take on and off. So like when I go to the car wash or throw the car in the garage or whatever, it would just be easy to just unscrew it and that's it.
Was it another NMO mount or was it an SO239 threaded?
I think it's an NMO mount. But
the NMO mount's that gold one that has a couple of threads on it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like SO239 looks like an actual SO239 thread.
I think it's an SO239. I don't know. But I had a cap. Someone had given me a cap, but it was too big.
It's SO. Oh, too big. Okay.
Yeah, it was round, and so I have a smaller cap for it. Like I said, it's like only that round. Can you see my?
Yeah.
So 239.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. I don't know the names. They should just make a universal freaking size. Make things easier.
For Todd, everything's going to be universal for Todd.
Yeah.
So
all these picking.
It looks like this. So let me just quick share this stuff. So screen wise, I know I don't care about my sound. Just share it. Come on.
Oh, you get that too?
Every once in a while, yeah. Well, it's because it thinks it's their sound or something like that. What the heck? Just share. Window. Share.
It was shared.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was impatient. So
it's like
it looks like
size.
those threads. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's SO239.
All right.
Good.
That's what I got. So, so the first thing I did is I put the antenna. I ran the antenna wire, mounted the antenna to that Molly cage thing on the window, and took time, ran the antenna, got it to where I wanted it to be, made sure everything was clean, taped it, got it under everything. So that was the first step. And I suggest if you're doing this, especially for the first time, do it in stages because it can take a long time and it can get frustrating because trying to figure out how to get everything hidden and clean and under things and pulling panels off and all that kind of stuff can really be frustrating. But anyway, I got that done. So then I said, all right, I'm going to run the wires from the engine to the underneath my front seat. So what I did to start off with is I just took wire off a spool and I ran it through the car and around. So it got to the engine and ran it to the back of the seat, gave me some extra space. And then, so that took a while because that's hard to do because you got to take off all these panels to get them all underneath and pop them back in. And whoever puts car panels in, they like those plastic car panels. They're not easy. Like you're afraid you're going to break them.
There's a tool called a panel popper, and that'll keep it from breaking it.
Oh, well, I don't have a panel popper, so
I have one.
Yeah, which is why you should have been over here. So anyway,
just asked to borrow it, but
well, I didn't know there was one that existed. So anyway, I got it through, and it was all clean, and then I was like, wow, that was good. It looks good. My Jeep has auxiliary buttons, so it was really hard on the directions. It was like they said there was one underneath the dash, like underneath the computer panel or the radio, but you'd have to take off half the freaking dash to get to it. And so I called the dealership. I said, hey, I'm going to add something to my auxiliary panels. What's the best way to do it? And the guy's like, oh, just go on if you're in the car on the right side of the battery, there's 4 wires. They're all covered in black, this black tape and stuff. He goes, you'll see it. There's a bunch of it. Just undo that tape. You'll see the 4 wires and then look in the manual, different wires will show which auxiliary. So sure enough, they were right there. I undid all the tape and all the casing of it, and there was the 4 wires. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So me being not the genius with electrical shit, I'm like, well, there's only 1 wire, and I've got a red and a black wire. What the fuck do I do now? Because normally I just run the red wire to the red side of the battery and the black one to the... So I called Ryan. I said, hey, you've done this. I said, which one... Where do I put the black wire? And he goes, well, you have to ground it somewhere. So I was like, yeah. I'm like, to the battery probably, but I'm not connecting the other one. So
no
what? You do ground
it.
You do
ground it to anything metal.
Yeah. So I just grounded it to the ground on the battery.
Right.
So
you didn't have to go that far, but yeah, you could have been like
I know.
inside of the
but my
panel.
but this is why I did it. So I'm trying to be clean and simple. So
Okay.
I connect the red wire. I connect the red wire using the Wago connector, right? And I cover it with I got it in there. I sealed it up. I put some shrink wrap on it, so it's all good. So now, if I for some reason need to take that wire out or something, it's a clean connection.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I use my crimpers and I put one of those battery connector rings on the end of the black wire, and the battery actually had a grounding thread, like a screw, but like an upside down screw, like mounted to the battery. So I just put it on that. It was like outside the connectors. It was just like an extra piece, and I bolted it down, and it worked. So I was psyched. I was like, sweet.
Okay.
So I get it all set up. I'm testing it. So I don't have the radio installed, but I got the radio in my front seat, and I'm testing it, and sounds good. No one's answering me on our repeater, but of course,
Smart ass.
what'd he say?
No, he's posted something in Discord.
Fuck off.
I'll give you a middle finger.
Let me go look up Discord. Anyway,
I paused. Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I go to
Looks like it.
I call the Epson repeater. Of course, Anthony's running his net. And so I chime in and I say, hey, how do I sound? He's all excited because he hasn't heard me in like 2 months. Oh, Todd, it's great to hear. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm going, how do I sound? I just got my radio, just testing it out. Oh, yeah, you sound good. So I'm psyched. I'm like, all right, awesome. So now I'm like,
Okay, fine. Got it. Yep. Moving on.
Sorry, Todd.
so,
Continue.
so I set up my radio. I mount it all up. I'm all ready to go, and nothing. No power, nothing. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I literally just plugged everything and it just worked. I didn't do anything different.
Okay.
So now I go to the power poles because I power poled the two ends for the radio and the wire coming from the engine block power poled, so I can just connect them in and out if I need to take the radio out or whatever. So I'm looking like, well, maybe the power pole connectors are fucked up because I hate those fucking things. Like, to get them to click in is a pain in the ass. And if you have too much wire, they bend. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to redo the power poles. So I redo the power poles, still doesn't work. And I did them really clean this time, like made sure they were perfect. Didn't work. So then I'm like, all right, well, let me see if I fucked up the radio or something. So I take the whole radio, bring it back to the shack, plug it into the shack, and it works. So I was like, oh, it's not the radio. So then I call Eric. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? What did I do?
You didn't call me. I get a call at, sorry, it wasn't Saturday. It was Friday night at 9 p.m. Can you take a call? That's it.
Yeah, all right.
Like, you respond like my dad sends me text messages like, hey, I got to talk to you like ASAP.
No, I said, can you take a call? I was trying to be respectful. I didn't want to wake you up or,
it's Friday night, man. I'm not
Friday
that
night.
old.
Well, maybe
I'm
you
not
were on
that
a
old.
date with your wife or something.
I would have told you, but yeah.
It was balls deep.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just, he was naked in the
No, I
back.
can't take a call right now.
I'm naked in the back of the car with the wife. We're playing. Anyway, so he calls me back and he says, yeah, let's, what's going on? And then he tells me, well, it's probably like you probably blew a fuse. Now I checked the fuse in the, on the radio cord because there's 2 fuses in there. So I looked at them. They were good. So then he says, well, maybe you blew the fuse on the auxiliary switch. Well, the auxiliary switch was still lit up. So in my mind, it couldn't be the auxiliary switch because it's still lit. Like, if the fuse blew, it wouldn't turn on. Mm-hmm. So sure enough, Eric was right and found the fuse, which I can't fucking see for the life of me. And the fucking fuse box chart is so freaking small. Like, I almost had to go get a magnifying glass, but I found it, and sure enough, it was blown. So got a new fuse, or no, so it was 15. It was on the 15 amp one, and Ryan had told me that the radio draws 11 amps. So he says, yeah, just put on the 15 and save the 40 if you need something bigger. So it has 2 40s and 2 15s. So I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not putting on another 15. So I just took the thing apart with the connector and plugged it into the 40 amp one. And voila, it worked. And it's been working since all weekend. So good deal.
Applause.
Now,
Boy, that
If I
escalated
could-
quickly.
now that I've done it once, I bet you it would be a lot easier doing it the second time. Like if I had to do another car, it'd probably go a lot quicker because now I know where all the fucking parts are.
Okay, so let's back up the train here. First and foremost, based off the applause, I am 100% in agreement. Like, good job. Like, you didn't like call me every step of the way. You said, fuck it, I'm going to figure this out. And you figured it out because that's what Paul and I do is we fucking figure it out and it happens. And magically, if we don't blow shit up, then we're like, woohoo, we're good.
Well, I did. Okay, so I did, like, you helped me run the wire because I had no idea how to do it the first time. So
True.
being there, watching that helped, because I had an idea of what I was actually doing. But yeah, it was just seems like every little thing is like going wrong, like the fucking blown fuse. Like I backtracked and checked everything except that freaking fuse because I didn't think the fuse would have been blown if the freaking light was on the switch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is the light, when I hit the on button, it comes on? I would think that the switch was getting the power. That's why I thought it was like the radio or the connector was loose or.
Now, I would imagine that because this is a very new vehicle, that all of the illumination in the dash is its own circuit.
Yeah.
And so just because you blow the fuse that puts power that's coming out of that circuit, the illumination circuit still has power.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think of that. And again, I don't know anything about cars or electricity for shit. So I was like, my simpleton mind was saying, well, it's got the lights on, it must be working.
You that would be the normal, like, everyday, like, okay. But the fact that you took, like, it helped me feel a little more confident when you said, hey, I took the radio out all the way, put it in the shack, and tested it, and it worked. So at that point, like, it made, like, in my mind, oh, he's got some troubleshooting steps that he's already done. And most people would never have none and it'd be like, it's not fucking working. And I see the light is on and, not spend any time tearing into what they've already kind of assembled.
I thought I checked everything and I was like, what? That's why I called. I said, I was like, what could it be? Yeah. And then it was the fuse. And that was like, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it's if you've checked everything in that chain. So it's very much like, following the wire all the way to the very end. And if there's a fuse somewhere in that end.
I mean, I even redid, I did everything over. I said, all right, maybe I fucked something up. Maybe it's not connected the right way. I don't know. But this took me, it wasn't all in one. It wasn't like I said, all right, here I am going to do this. This was like, run the wires. First, it was like, drop Zach off at basketball camp. Come back, run the wires. Oh, I'm halfway through running. Can you go get Zach? It's 1:00. Sure.
I love those projects.
Put everything away so he can get back in the car so I can at least drive the thing, right? Drive to pick him up, come back, start playing with it. Dad, can you do this? Dad, I need help with this. So back and forth, doing all this. So finally, everything's working. The sun's going down. I'm all happy. Putting the radio in, it's a couple screwed, no big deal. And then the shit happens. It doesn't work. And now it's pitch black outside. So I got my headlamp on. I got flashlights. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing it? Because I said, I'm not going to bed until this thing is working. Because I probably wouldn't have slept. I would have been like freaking thinking about it the whole time. Like, what the fuck could it be? So it was getting late. And I said, I better call Eric. He'll know what to do. So that's
to
what I
do
did.
a mobile install correctly is a giant pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did it correctly.
I think what you did is fine.
Yeah, I wasn't saying you didn't.
Oh,
I'm just saying it is a fact.
Yeah.
To do it correctly is a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yep. So just clarification, you ran a red and a black wire from the battery in the engine compartment all the way through the firewall into the interior, or no?
No, so I ran it underneath the hood and then through the
cavity between
through the door
and the
under
A-pillar
thing, and then into the.
Oh, so
kind of like we did the last.
Well, the last one we went through your firewall, I thought.
No, we did the same way.
Oh,
it was through the thing. It was the easiest way because there's the way the Jeep is and the hood and stuff. It's all in a tunnel almost, and it just comes out a little bit and then it goes back into the. So right where the hood comes up, there's a connector and it goes in there and then it runs through the.
So in the footwell inside the interior, you went up through there and then kind of back into
underneath the footwell, right into the back under the passenger seat.
But didn't you say that there's two wires underneath your dash though, or was that under the engine compartment?
No, they're in the engine compartment. I thought they were because it says they're in underneath the.
Yeah, I looked at the pictures you sent me and I'm like, that looks like it's under the footwell inside the car.
Right. So I looked and it's not there. And I asked the guy, I said, how do I get to it? And the guy's like, dude, don't do it that way. He goes, you have to take the whole interior out to get to it. He goes, there's wires set up. It's so easy. He goes, it's right next to the battery. They're wrapped in black. And he goes, just undo the tape that's in the sleeve that's on it, the black sleeve, and you'll see all the wires. Just connect it there. He goes, it's so much easier. So that's why I did it.
So let me ask the question for Paul. How many mobile installs, radio-wise, have you done for yourself?
All of them.
Okay. and all of those equate to how many numbers?
How many have you done?
I mean, so I've had CBs in every truck I've ever owned.
Okay.
You know, the stereo, the car stereo, like I always have to upgrade and change the car stereo. So I've done numerous of those.
I did say radios, but yeah, okay.
Now with ham radio.
Yep. Sorry.
I've only ever owned this truck.
Yep.
Since I've been a ham.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you, because I've torn the interior out of my truck numerous times already. When it came to putting the ham radio in my truck, I did not do it the correct way. I said, fuck this shit. I want to be able to take the radio out of the truck when I want to take the radio out. And so at first it was on a Lido mount that was attached to the passenger seat bolt. And then, everything was power pulled. And so I could just disconnect it, pull the radio off, bring it in the house. Then a couple of years ago, we were going to Florida for vacation. And obviously that type of setup isn't going to work for my wife driving to Florida. So what I did was I got rid of that mount and I just screwed it to the side of the center console.
There we go. There's an aesthetics.
Yeah. So trust me, if you sit in the passenger seat of my truck, you're like, what the fuck is this radio that's hitting my knee? Like, it's in the stupidest fucking place possible. But I didn't have time to tear the truck apart.
Sure.
When I did it. So eventually, someday, the CB and the ham radio will both get remounted and everything will get rewired, better. But one thing that I'm a stickler on is vehicle wiring. Like I had the Weller, the battery powered Weller that Frank fucking did all his stupid solderoids with.
Oh God, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm out there with that thing trying to solder these electrical connections because I want it done right. right?
Okay.
I mean, anything electrical, like I don't want the truck to catch on fire, right? Getting the Kaiweets though, this thing is fucking awesome. All I got to do is bring out a little USB battery box and plug it in, and I can solder full power fucking anywhere, anytime, and then you heat shrink it and you're golden.
All right.
But I don't. So I guess I'm really confused with Todd's. Like, if you've got auxiliary switches that have power coming from the battery and they're fused, why wouldn't you just tie into the switch instead of running the wire all the way through under the hood and all that nonsense?
Because that's where the wires to the switch are next to the battery.
They're in the engine
compartment. You just have to connect.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Connect them to the battery.
No.
But then,
it's already pre-wired. So the switches are pre-wired to the battery, and there's 4 different wires coming out. 240
the
amp.
Switches are in the interior of your Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you took your instrument panel, your dashboard, whatever, apart to access behind the switches, the wires are there. So you could have just pulled off of the switch and fed the radio right there with a 4-inch fucking wire.
True, but the factory already gave him wires under the engine compartment.
Yeah, and the guy said
I still don't get it.
No, I see where you're going with that.
It would have been more work for me to do it, to pull the whole front of my Jeep apart to get to those wires. And he says they put them under the engine compartment because it's easy access. You lift the hood, it's right there. So that wire is not that long from the battery is in the right. So if I'm sitting in the Jeep, the right side, the passenger side in the back, and the wires are right there. So it's just from the right in front of the windshield to the passenger seat. It's not that far. So the radio,
I guess I'd have to look at it.
So the radio is underneath the passenger seat. And then the wire connects to the head, runs underneath the passenger seat, underneath the center console, up, and connects to the radio.
So this will offer clarification for you, Paul, why they did it that way is because a lot of the Jeepers have off-road lights that they put on the front of the vehicle, and there's no way to feed a switch wire in for you to be able to control it inside the cab. So they created those switch panels and then just dropped a bunch of 4 wires for, different amperes for fused amps.
So what I would have done was I would have gone to the back of the switch panel,
which you can't get access to without pulling the whole dash off.
Right, but I would have pulled off the positive, right, and then run it down and so that it comes out under the seat, and then I would have grounded it to the seat bolt.
Yeah,
and just you got positive and negative both fused on the radio, so.
The hard part would be that more than likely that switch harness, because it's a Chrysler product, would probably have been taped to hell because it's all modular when they slam those things in the factory, that you'd probably be spending a day and a half trying to tear the dash out and then find that, it would have been fucking easier to go up through the firewall. But yeah, no, I get it. I would have definitely
Chrysler
done
products,
shorter leads
Apple
too.
products, you guys buy the most difficult shit.
Don't give me that, Mr. Toyota alternator. I saw how long it took you to great job there, engineers. Put the alternator down below underneath the, pretty much right where the flywheel is. Yeah, that's a smart design. That's about as smart as Cadillac putting the starter motor inside the cavity of the block, for a starter motor. It's like, that's brilliant. Yeah. Okay. What engineer's thinking that? Yeah. I funny when you did your alternator install, I was laughing because I was like, I'm like, why is he on the freaking ground? And then I did a little look up online, where Toyota puts their alternators. I'm like, no wonder why they go bad, because literally it's like salt and everything just like goes up into that part of the motor. And it's like, you're guaranteed to fry an alternator after a while, but I get it. I just found it funny.
I was going to do what Paul was going to do, because I said, oh, this would be sweet. But if it was right there. Like I thought the way it looked, if I took the glove box off, it looked like if I took the glove box off, it'd be right like behind it on the side. It just wasn't. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? I called them up. The guy's like, listen, you don't want to do it that way. They put the wires there. You know, it's just everything gets attached right there and it's easy.
Yeah. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just like, you know, I get, you know, if you're using something factory, it's just best to use what the factory gives you versus trying to reinvent it. Like where my truck doesn't have those auxiliary switches, I could have bought an aftermarket replacement to replace this small little panel down there to add additional factory. But again, to get access to the dash, I'd have to remove the whole entire radio assembly. I'd have to remove the wires. And then the wires that I need to get access to splice those switches in to get power to them are like so far tucked to, you know, inside the driver's panel that I was like, screw this. I'm just buying something separate. And I put in a separate switch panel and then I don't have to run anything except one wire to, you know, where I'm going to have a switch control for underneath the dash.
It's pretty cool because on the radio, there's a place for the auxiliary switches, and you can decide whether you want it to be on the ignition or the battery. So you can
pick. The radio does it, or the switch does?
No, well, on the radio, you can go into like settings, and it'll say auxiliary switches, and then you can customize them to be the switch to be battery only or ignition.
On the Jeep. I thought it meant on the your ham radio.
Okay. No.
So you don't have to be key in the accessory position. You can be key off and still have power to those switches. Right.
So, and it works awesome because now the radio itself is on, but I hit that auxiliary switch, it turns it off, it turns it on. So if the Jeep is off and I want to use the radio, it's still on. So
cool.
So it was cool. It's a good install. I like it. And the other excellent thing about this radio, when I had the 300, I had this arm that went off the back of my headrest, kind of went to the passenger side, and I had
how is the audio now?
Awesome. It bounces right off the windshield. So it sounds perfect. Like it doesn't. It just sounds like
half volume. Like you run it at half volume now, or you run it like? I know with my what's it like when the windows are down? I guess the better question.
Probably like 3/4. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's always
cruising on the highway.
My truck, because I always have that cranked. And the speaker does a decent job, but yeah, it definitely, like if I put an external speaker, I definitely have no problems hearing it. But I just, I always roll up the windows anyway, because I'm sure people hate hearing the wind blowing on the radio while I'm talking. So I'm like, all right, I'll just be a little bit more polite, considerate.
I mean, and it was a cool, I thought that's a good upgrade to have a speaker either on the radio itself or on the headset. And then the headset also has the mic connector. So you can connect the mic to either the headset or the bass radio or the bass.
Okay. All right. So I got a couple of Spitfire questions I want to throw at you. If Paul doesn't have anything he wants to throw at you. So,
go ahead.
All right. In terms of the first install that you did with your 300 to this install, rate yourself on it. Do you feel like you actually understand it better, or do you feel like you're still okay? So you could probably easily do, like, if your wife decided to want to get a ham radio, which would be probably a move of a mountain, that you could install.
I'd feel pretty confident that I could install. If someone asked me, "Hey, could you help me install the radio?" I feel pretty confident that I would know how to do it. Good. I mean, every car is going to be different. On the old Jeep, we mounted it right to the battery. This one I mounted to the auxiliary switches, which I like better. The old Jeep had problems because every time if I forget to push the button to do the, like when the car shuts off and then start, what do they call that stupid thing? Like it goes, you'll be at a stoplight and it'll just shut off.
I know.
It also shut off.
I've experienced that firsthand several times when talking to you.
Yeah.
Where did Todd go? Where did he forget his radio shut off?
But and to fix that, they want like it was like $100 freaking thing. I was like, screw that. I'll just push the button and turn it off. But, you forget to push the button. So.
Well, here's now you have a different dilemma with button pushing, is that now you have to shut the radio off if you don't want to drain.
Nope. Because
automatically shut itself off?
I set the radio to turn off in like 3 hours. So
the fit like in the radio settings.
In the radio.
Well, smart man. Okay. Yeah,
so
good.
it doesn't.
So Alzheimer's will not kick your ass.
Yeah. Dude, this car has so many freaking batteries in it. I think it's got like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the likelihood you'll drain all your batteries by the time that radio happens. But you never know, Todd. You've done some amazing things in life.
I don't know. Well, look, I mean, I run like I was running the, it was hot, so I run like full AC, just blaring because I get out of work, it'd be like my car would be like 100 degrees, blaring the and it really maybe I lose like a mile on the electric. Like it uses full AC uses 3 kilowatts. Normal like 1 or 2, like auto mode it uses 1. So you're not really using a lot of energy to run the AC. And on the dash, there's a thing where you can see what you're using. So it'll say like what do they call it? Like climate. It'll show you how much you're using, and then for the power. So I tell you that watching the screen and how the car works is pretty cool. Like it'll run a mixture of gas. If you put it in hybrid mode, it'll run a mixture of gas and battery at a certain point where it'll run like 50% battery and 50% gas, which is giving you about 32 miles per gallon. Because you can then look at the mileage thing. And then what happens is when it gets down to 0, it'll just go to pure gas. But as you're doing pure gas, it's charging by the engine. And then every time you let off the brakes, or every time you put on the brakes or you take your foot off the gas, it charges even more. So there's a button on there, so you got to get used to driving that way because you don't coast like you do. It's almost like a slow brake when you're coming in. It's kind of like the way electric cars work. Like if you ever driven a Tesla or whatever.
Nope.
But once you get used to that, it's easy because I'm saving brakes too because I'm not braking as much. I'm coming to a light. I let my foot off the brake, the thing will slow down. And as it's slowing down, it's charging the battery. Once that thing gets to 1%, it'll then use that 1% all electric, and then it switches back to gas. So I'm averaging, when I do the long trips, I'm averaging about 24 miles a gallon versus like 16 to 18 before.
I like my gas.
Until you have a computer problem.
What?
Well, until something computer-wise goes flaky, but...
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the whole thing is a freaking computer. But the battery and the electrical part is guaranteed for 10 years. So,
it's always on the ninth and 1 day left.
Yeah, I'll be getting a new car. I never keep cars more than 10 years.
Okay, so a couple other things. If you have you running the radio when the engine's running? No hum issues, nothing?
No, and I was worried about that. So I was worried about what it would sound like with being on just electric mode, being on hybrid mode, just gas mode, nothing.
Wow, that's good. Okay, and then antenna. You mounted it in a different spot. You find it any different? Better? Worse?
I haven't really used it as much to know. Let me show you
your spare tire. But
yeah, let me show you. Hold on. All right.
I just got to say that all this talk about new vehicles and all the computers and all this shit, like, I honest to God, I'm going to drive my truck until it will not fucking go anymore. And then I'll put a new fucking engine in it or whatever it needs. Like,
so this is the mount. This is what it looks like in the car.
Okay.
So where it says 67, that's a magnetic mount for my phone. Yep. And then the radio's there. I haven't figured out a place to put the mic, but it sits really nice in that little handlebar. So I might just leave it there. I'm
just going to put a little caveat on here. I hate mics that are attached to faceplates. It just aggravates me to no end.
Well, I'm going to see how that works. And if not, I can run it like I did the other one.
Go back to the body, right?
So I'm going to try it this way and see. All right. So let me end this and then find the other.
It's not
other
the same
one.
photocrow. So, Paul, I firmly agree with you. You know, ride it till it dies, and then resuscitate it, and then ride it some more. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I kind of grew up like my dad had a 89 Jimmy, and that thing, the panels were freaking falling off the side of that thing, and it was a rust bucket, and he replaced the engine 3 times on it. And finally my mother threatened him, like, if he didn't get rid of it and, you know, get something different, that, you know, she'd divorce him. So, you know, he finally got rid of it. But my brother was the same way. He had, you know, an 85 Blazer, and that thing, you know, every panel on it was replaced 4 times over.
Well, even my truck is too computerized for my liking, because when my alternator died, I should have been able to keep driving because the fucking motor was running.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Right?
Everything's tied to it. Yep.
The old school freaking, as long as the motor was running, it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
How come it's not sharing? It says it's
Yeah,
sharing.
I haven't,
there it is.
done it yet.
All right.
I'm letting Paul finish his comment. I'm being polite.
Oh, you let it go through?
You have controls down below. You can just say add to scene. But it would cover Paul up. I
Todd
was
hasn't
being
figured
nice.
that shit out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you mounted it there. That's actually probably a good spot.
There's my canoe with my little bucket.
Zoom in on the antenna. Can you do that?
Can I?
Yeah. Use the thumb wheel and go in closer. Well, put your pointer where you wanted to zoom and it will zoom in probably. You're using just Apple Photos, right?
I was making it bigger for him.
Oh, got it.
Go ahead. Make it bigger.
I don't think he can zoom. You can only zoom.
I can zoom.
Because you have the photo.
I don't know. It's not zooming.
Just, okay.
Oh, hold on.
That's good. We're getting close. So diamond,
All right.
Is it diamond or comet?
Yeah, it's a diamond.
Okay.
So you can see how it mounts to the lip,
Yeah.
and then it mounts underneath the hard top, because that hard top can come off, and then that's just a little diamond mount.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about now.
And
And so the antenna just goes in through
hold on.
the hard top, or are you pulling it
So
around
it goes.
the back?
It goes. So the antenna like shoots out the back, and it goes.
Through the tailgate?
Yeah, just there's a little bit of wire. It goes right into the back door through the tailgate and then around.
So you had like the micro wire or whatever it is, the
real thin. Here's
thin wire, 316.
Here's another picture of it head on. There you go.
Yeah, that's nice. You didn't want to go taller?
I did. I thought that was a good spot for it. It kind of, if it got too tall, I was like, I don't know. I could always go taller, but it hasn't really. I mean, it's a lot taller than it was before. So, and I think it's going to be fine. I mean, I could have put it up.
You're not shielded by the back of the tailgate or the tire, so that's better.
And really, the guy, this is like where the antenna starts. So
Nice.
Like right at the top thing. So it's almost covered all the way up.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Dude, step up. It's nice.
Yeah, and that Molly cage is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty like Armor-Lock-ish.
Yeah, looks like badass, like a tank. So I could put other shit on there too, like put one on the other side, and the only thing that
you can put the ATAS on there and you'd probably hold it well.
Well, the only thing that kind of sucks about it, and I guess it's not that bad, but if you put too much shit on it, you won't be able to see out that window. Like if you're looking back.
I
look back. I don't trust the freaking cameras all the time, and I'm always looking back there.
Okay.
But
I'll give you credit, you old school.
I know. I'm getting good with the backup camera though.
It takes a little while for sure.
Yeah.
So the Ed Dong for sure. That one would definitely clear the roof. All right. And the last question I guess I have for you is, will we ever see you on an APRS, or have you banned that from the radio?
No, I'm going to put it on there. I haven't programmed it in yet. I don't know.
Oh, don't give me the shake of the head bullshit, because you had yours on to and from your travels.
I mean, I still don't get I don't get it. Like, why? What is it for? Who's tracking me? Why do I want people to track me?
Well, first and foremost, Tim is tracking you. That's just an utmost, obvious. He's always telling everybody, hey, I see you wherever you are. And so, yeah, just for the benefit of laughs.
I know, but like, I mean, if I was going like down the East Coast and I was a YouTuber and I was like, all right, you guys can track me on APRS and see where I'm at, and then I would put it on. But why would I?
Somebody want to tell Todd he is a YouTuber? You know, we do this show called Live Free and
yeah,
Ham.
I know, but like a private YouTuber. This is the group YouTuber.
Oh, ASMR, got it. Okay,
you know what I mean. You guys like live in YouTube world. Like have to stop talking about. I'm like,
I live in the space called reality. I step into YouTube.
Fuck they're doing.
yeah,
exactly. True that.
I'm just not in that clique. You know, I'm not into like the YouTube.
Whatever,
YouTube
Mister. My first video I put out is clickbait.
That was a good one.
You want to talk about not being in the clique? All right. Out of the three of us, I'm the one going to Huntsville.
I know. True.
Right. I've got 4,300 subscribers. I've got 40 some odd channel members. Right. Did I make the YouTubers list?
Nope.
No, I did not.
Which I don't understand why.
Okay, now wait a minute. See, this is how like I didn't even know there was a list. What's the list?
Well, that's just the Huntsville list. Not the, I don't. There probably is a
what's
list.
What's the
somewhere,
YouTuber Huntsville? What does that mean? What list is it?
Well, so there's the 4 days in August, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, yeah, there was a bunch of YouTubers that were supposed to be staying there all week, and Paul is staying there all week, and he's on. Well, you sort of are. I mean, you're jumping, so you're technically on Carlos's, ticket, but yeah, you're not, a YouTuber in the YouTuber section by any stretch, which is I thought was hilarious.
All right. You want the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You got Jason 2.0, K Murder, Digital Rancher, Tom, Ham Radio A to Z,
Okay.
John, which is from the Ham Shack Radio.
Ham Shack Radio, or Ham Shack TV.
No, from the Ham Shack Radio.
I've never heard of him.
I don't even know. Steve KO4AFL, Kyle AA0Z, James WT1W, Josh Naz, Chuck, Dave KB5 UTY,
Who's
Carlos. He's the one that he does all the Meshtastic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got that company that does all the Meshtastic stuff.
Oh, Spec 5. That's
No, it's
guy?
not Spec 5.
Okay.
Spec 5 is Daniel and somebody else.
All right. What's his call sign again?
KB5 UTY.
Okay.
Then you've got Carlos, Ham Radio Duo, Mike and Becky, Smart Jason, and Hiken and Ham and Lou. Those are the ham tubers that are listed with links to their channels.
Wait a minute. It's KB5UTY, right? Is that what you gave me? Dude,
Yes.
you have 4,300 subscribers. You know how many freaking subscribers he has?
How many?
41. 41.
41?
41. What is wrong?
We have more than that on Live Free and Ham, don't we?
We do.
We have
but
like 5.
Out of, if we're just going solely on like the list that Paul just rattled off that have subscribe bases, 41's not even at 100 yet. You're not even like able to live stream quite yet.
Well,
I mean, 50 is the number you have to be at the live stream. Wow. I'd sue him.
Well, what do you
He's jumping out of a sky, man.
No, but did you have to like sign up for it, or is it who created the list?
T.O.
Steve, T.O., and Jim did. Yeah.
And why didn't they put you on it?
And it's a combination list of people who are staying there for the week because they have a list of who's coming in on what day, if I remember looking at it.
Why didn't you ask them? Maybe they'll add you
Although
to it.
you are on it. I do remember seeing it because they did mention your name in there.
I'm on the people coming list, right?
Yeah.
Monday, K Murder, me, and Gray Man are showing up.
All right. But they didn't mention Gray Man in that list either. You didn't say his name in that list.
That's true. Gray Man didn't make the list either.
Huh. I have to have some words.
Maybe next year we'll have to make our own list.
Yeah, sure. This is my
with just the Northeast guys. We're like the redheaded stepchildren of ham radio.
You know, this all brings me back to originally when we talked about this.
Joe Brett's channel didn't get listed either.
Yeah. Okay. So who knows why or how people got on that list or not got on that list. Maybe you had to, put money into, kind of secure your subscription. I don't know. Well, either way, Dan, make up a big stink. Come on. I want to hear everybody leave their place going, did you hear about that Grouch guy? I met him. He's really cool, but fuck. He's a little insane. He's great.
That motherfucker was really irate that he didn't make the ham tubers list.
Yeah, right.
We better put him on the list next year.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I don't know. Although, if we're going to segue there, I think, dude, that's going to be a blast. I truly am going to be mad. Like, I'm mad at myself for not planning for that, and because that's kind of been on my bucket list. But I think, now I get in my 3rd or 4th year of the channel, and that'll start to pick up more. But yeah, that's kind of where it's at. Like, once you get to that place and you start to become a little bit more like people see you and you're known and, whatever else. Not that, we aren't already.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been to Dayton. I've never been to Huntsville. So I've never been to any of the Texas cruise fucking meetups. So
yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's the prerequisite.
Dude, did you know that Amtrak offers a service where you can park your vehicle on their train as is, fully loaded, whatever, and they will take you to there's 25 different destinations across the United States. So you can get to a location. So people go to Dayton, to Hamvention, and they come out to North Carolina, they load their car on the train, Amtrak, sit in the Amtrak ride, and it's a 4.5-5 hour ride to wherever it is. Don't waste gas, don't have to worry about stopping, and then they unload their vehicle and drive to Dayton to go whatever. And I'm like, I wonder how much that is. That's actually a pretty cool service.
Dude, that would be super cool. Dude, because I could just put my truck on a train here in fucking Illinois.
Yep.
Go to Dayton.
I know.
Fucking not have to drive. I could sleep the whole way.
I know, literally. You'd be you probably have food service. You could just listen to podcasts, watch YouTube, never have to worry about the assholes cutting you off and bad weather.
I wonder if they have it. Do they have it leaving Boston?
They out of everywhere as far as I know.
I wonder how cheap it is to go down south, because driving in tolls alone to North Carolina is $150 or something.
I mean,
could I take the truck and the RV and put that on a train?
You probably could, actually. Let me see here. So
I'm fuck driving to Florida. I'm just gonna Amtrak it.
So it's roughly starts at $95 if you want a coach room or a general seating area, but they charge you.
That's it?
Well, the rates for the vehicles start at $400 and go as high as $800. But you think about what you spend in gas and all of the other stuff and tolls, that's way cheaper than, So they have spots in Virginia, DC, Florida, and the list. I can't see the rest of the list as to other spots, but
dude,
yeah,
Florida to Boston. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude.
Well, it'd be Boston to Florida, but yeah, dude. That's
because
awesome.
you're coming up here first, right? That's right.
Yeah, I'll be home in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just have to.
1 week I leave for Huntsville.
Yeah.
Then I'm in Huntsville for a week, and then I'll be home.
And you're driving all the way up from Huntsville for how long? You think? A month?
I don't. I'm still working out details with the drop zone in Florida.
So you can, you probably could, if you called them up and said you wanted to bring your trailer with them, they might be able to accommodate an extended vehicle. They'll do extended vehicles, which would be your truck. And then because they have a max limit for those vehicles, and then they have oversized vehicles require special arrangements kind of thing. So you could.
So truck and trailer together is 50 feet long.
Yeah. So it doesn't give you size here, but you'd have to call them and see whether or not they allow it.
I'd be let me fucking hang out in the RV instead of giving me a coach and the fucking train. I'll just hang out in the RV.
I don't know. There must be some laws against that one, but yeah. But
I could be in Watson just riding the train in the fucking RV.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah, dude, that might be, especially if you start going like, on many places to, break things up and not have to like kill yourself to drive, every 4 hours and then find one of those
Harvest host,
places. Yeah, harvest hosts, and then kick it back in, and then after a while that'll wear on you for sure. I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so I probably should have broken Huntsville up into 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do it in 2. So the first day is going to be 4.5 hours. I'm going to stay at a harvest host, then it'll be 5.5 hours on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, most of that's the first leg of it's still in the same state you're in. So, as you said, which, that's a little daunting. But once you get out of Illinois,
when you go down to Florida, you should just work it out and just freaking hit every state that you haven't worked.
Oh, I'm sure he's got to do that once.
Have you done Connecticut yet?
Yep.
So
I did Connecticut with Izzo.
All right, New York.
I did New York with Mike.
New Jersey.
Fuck Jersey.
Get the state. Jersey. Fucking Pennsylvania.
Car if that works out for you.
Pennsylvania. Then you get Delaware. That's a small state.
Delaware, Maryland.
Pennsylvania.
I've already got Virginia. I've already got
North Carolina.
South Carolina and Georgia.
North Carolina.
I don't think I have North Carolina yet.
Yeah, so that's what you do. You just get the whole East Coast. That's what I would do. Then you can break it up a little bit and go down and like take 3 or 4 days.
Well, and at some point in the spring, I'm going to have to like do a super fucking weird detour and go from Florida to Texas and then back up to Illinois.
What's in Texas?
Well, if I'm no longer living in my house,
sure,
then I can't use that as my residence. And so there's 3 states in the country that you can have a residence that is not actually your residence.
Yeah.
And be on the move.
So
that's
Texas
Florida, Texas, and South Dakota.
Got it.
And so the Sixes, Vern and Renee, they just started a business a few months back. It's called Circle 6 Mail Drop, and it's a service for people who are on the road, where you set up mail forwarding, so all of your mail and everything goes to them, and that becomes your legal address. So like I'll have to transfer over my driver's license and my registrations and all of that to Texas. But then anywhere I am in the country, they're gonna send me an email, and they're gonna go, "Here's all the mail that you've gotten. What do you want us to send you?" And I can pick and choose what I want, and they'll send it wherever I am.
Just tell them to digitize it. Scan all the crap in and give it to you electronically. It's like mostly junk.
It'll be an email with a PDF of scans of all of my mail. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Only when if they're gonna Bob Barker's gonna send you the $1 million check, do you want to like have it hand delivered to you? But yeah.
It's probably. Texas is probably a good state to. It's kind of like a New Hampshire, right? Like probably cheaper to register your car and stuff.
So I looked into it because I was concerned about that, right? Because like New Hampshire, because I'm a disabled veteran, my truck registration is covered. Like I don't ever pay for my truck registration because I have the disabled veteran plates, but I have to pay registration on all my trailers and the boat and the ATV and all of the other shit that I own.
Yep.
You selling your boat?
So it was like, I'm gonna give the boat back to my father-in-law. He sold it to me for $1. I put a couple grand into it, and I finished the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But it was his originally, so I feel like the right thing to do is to give it to And then, I mean, he can sell it, whatever. I don't give a shit. No, I just, I wanted to make sure that, registering my truck in Texas wasn't going to cost me a fucking arm and a leg.
Mm.
And they've got very, very similar program to New Hampshire, where if you're a disabled veteran, you can get a disabled veteran Texas plate. And I think it's $11 or something the first year, which covers the cost of the plates. And then it doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it'll be a good deal.
Cool. Changes.
And if you're looking for an on-the-road mail service, Live Free and Ham, supports the Circle 6 mail drop.
Just in new. They don't even know.
It's kind of like the way they do the QSL cards. It's like you give them some money
faster though,
and then
probably way faster.
Then like every month they send you like a big stack of mail.
Yeah, it's my mail bureau.
Yeah, I mean, how much mail are you gonna get? I mean, most of it's gonna be shit anyway, right? Like most of everything.
Most of it is junk. Yeah, I mean, but
you get the addresses.
I can't imagine how much mail I have piled up at my house from May.
Yeah, it's probably quite a bit. It's
so your wife's not going through it, or she's.
I would imagine she's just probably putting it in a pile.
Yeah, but is some of it like bills and stuff, or is it just like junk?
No, I do all my bills electronically.
Right. So what would you be getting?
Well, so like I got my credit card expired. One of my cards expired. So I got a new card sitting at home waiting to be activated. Right. My Ham Radio Clubhouse hat is sitting at home. There's a couple other packages and different things that I don't know. Mm-hmm. They're just sitting there waiting.
Cool.
Fuck it.
Christmas in July. If you want to call it Christmas, but whatever. Cool. All right. Well, I think all in a nutshell, I guess one last question, what if, actually, you kind of already answered this one. I was going to say, from a standpoint of the 300 to this 510, if you could only choose one, which one would it have been?
Well, I'm going more towards the 510, but I still love the 300. It's in my shack now. Mm-hmm. That radio, they don't make. I can't even believe they don't even make it anymore.
Gone. Yep. They haven't quite phased it out, but they're working on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the 300 it's just a good radio all around. The 510, some of the benefits like the speaker on the head makes it just a little bit more, gives it a little boost. And that, I'm telling you, that ASP thing, it's amazing. It takes all that. If you get like those weak signals or those guys on those, what do they call, Baofangs and Quanshangs, and you get all that, you hit that button, it just goes away. Now, it changes the tone of your voice a little bit. Like it's not as bad as like digital. Like when we go to digital, you sound totally different. But it's definitely, it's just easy on the ears. You're not listening to all that static and shit. Because like everyone on the Epson repeater has a Quansheng or a Baofeng handheld. That's all they use, it sounds like. So
it's because Ralph is their dealer.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, which, great. But I'm just sometimes, I mean, I can almost tell like if you're on a real radio that someone actually paid money for, or you got it on Amazon for $20. You can tell the quality of the sound by far.
Todd is turning into an old man.
I'm just saying.
You could tell the quality of real radio versus not real radio. Listen,
if we're ever together and we're on that repeater and someone calls in, I'll tell you, that's a shit radio or that's a good radio. You can tell. Like Ryan says, right? He says, buy ones, quiet ones.
Yeah, I understand that. And I, fully, embrace that in most cases. But, you just sounded like an old man. Well,
I am old. I'm the oldest one here.
True.
But you're the best operator of any extra there is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I've got the YouTube short to prove it.
Hey, listen, I can operate POTA probably better than most extras.
True that.
I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying that I've heard some extras that don't know how to operate.
That is true, man. That is true.
I've heard all sorts of license classes that don't know how to.
Yeah, I know. Right, I know. Well, I think that's the biggest downfall of ham radio is that we need to get people operating more.
Another old man comment. Another downfall.
Well, I mean,
Bring back Scott.
You know what's killing ham radio?
you know what?
It's exactly like Mike was doing on the live stream. Everything was killing ham radio. I was like, dude.
Well, do you know how many people I've met like doing doing POTA and being in parks, and people come up to me like, "Oh, you're doing ham radio," and then they look at my 891 and they're like, "Holy crap!" He goes, "That's an HF radio." I'm like, "Yeah, an old one." He goes, "Oh my God!" He goes, "That is so small," and he goes, "Yeah, I haven't. You know, I still have my license, but I haven't used it in 30 years." I was like, "Dude, you should." And he like looks at the antenna. He's like, "That's all you need?" I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah. Well,
so it's like getting all those people back into it or just curious about it.
Well, like POTA's going to turn into what Shacks used to be for the ham radios 30 years ago. I mean, like everybody had the Shack and everybody invited you in, and that's kind of where it worked. But POTA now, it's like, heck, we go outside and do it, and you know, it'll be
get out in nature, support your parks,
don't touch grass,
be natural, natural.
Get eaten by mosquitoes.
Ham radio. Let's bringing it back. Anyway,
we need more females. We need more female operators,
dude. Yeah,
we're getting there. We're meeting some, right?
Well, yeah. Well, not Christine. Why did I? Shannon. Shannon KLY Shannon, but Shannon. We had on for Women's Day. Why can't I think of her call sign now at the moment? Escaping me. She's on the Discord a lot. Help me out here. What was her name?
Age, Eric. You're getting it.
Well, I know, dude. Trust me. Well, call signs are like, that's why I rely on my logging. KC1OHT. Yeah. Is it Shannon?
Think of this. In 3 months, I'm going to be 54. That means my memory is shot. My eyes are shot. My back is shot. My bones are shot. My muscles are shot.
Well, fuck. Let's just put him out of his misery now, Paul.
10 more years. I'm going to be one of those guys.
Well, we said 15 for this show, man. So, you know, you're going to have to take some pills.
Your birthday's in November.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's the end of October. And apparently that makes me 10 years younger than you.
I know. I'm telling you, dude. I can't believe it because you get to be your body feels you're that old, but your mind doesn't think you're that old. Like I still think
you weren't in the military.
Right.
I know. Paul's just been on an accelerated plan.
But like you look at I see like I look at like some of the guys I work with, like they're like in their late 20s, early 30s. Like it just seems like the other day I was that age. But now they're like, "Oh, let's go get this kid." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys go get him." Like I ain't running after kids anymore. I'm not tackling kids. I'm not.
I gotta create a stinger called the 80 meter, the 80 meter club. We're just gonna kick that off every time because it's gonna keep happening more and more.
It's Todd on 80 meters.
It's the 80 meter club. Damn it, get off my lawn.
But
get off my frequency.
The eyes kill you though, Paul. When you start needing, it's just the worst. Like I literally couldn't read the goddamn the fuse box. I'm like, what? I got the light on.
Let's see. All right. So I do have glasses. I just don't wear them for this because the computer's 2 feet from my face. I can see it.
Yeah, my closeness, like I can have my watch or my phone this close. I can't see it.
Dude, but you will get to a certain point that these will become so fucking like you need them. To just sit on the couch and see who the fuck just texted me.
Oh yeah,
I can't see it anymore.
I never take them off unless I go to sleep.
I had 20/20 vision when I was, oh my gosh, here we go. When I was your age, I had 20/20 vision. Now it's like I have a little bit, less, but it's like I have to have the glasses and I put them on. It's like, oh my gosh, I can see again. This is great. Like you're in full color.
6 years ago, you didn't need your glasses?
Nope. Trust me.
Dude,
The more YouTube shit I've been doing, the worse my eyes have gotten.
I'm telling you, I have an appointment. So I'm friends with my eye doctor and his wife. So we met them through my daughter and gymnastics. So he's out in Peterborough. He's got his own practice. So I've been going to see him. So I saw his wife the other day at Staples, and I was telling her, I said, yeah, I've been meaning to call him because the computer, my glasses suck at the computer because I'm always looking like up like this because they're progressive. Mm-hmm. And I said, he was telling me that I might need just computer glasses when I'm just sitting in front of the computer that has a wider range. And he goes, well, just try it out. And, I've had these glasses for a few months, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely need the computer glasses. Because when I'm on for a long time, it starts getting blurry. Like, I have to look up to see, like, hitting.
How beautiful Paul looks, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Like to read on your N1OG Paul the Grouch, like to see that clear, I have to look up like that to get it in focus.
Yeah.
So
I know. If I take these off, that'll be blurry.
I can't see the radio in my car without my glasses on. Honestly.
Dude, thank God I don't have that problem.
Like it's that bad. And I never noticed until I take off my freaking glasses and I'm like, holy shit, I can't see anything.
We're gonna
even when I get it like this close.
Man. This is like, what can Todd see without his glasses?
I'm going blind, deaf.
That'll replace our once he gets his extra.
That's why,
Todd, what frequency are we really on
thank
now?
God for Zach. He keeps me.
I know.
What are those?
It's his hearing.
Those are my hearing aids.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yes.
He's halfway there, man.
Well, that's probably going
I
next.
haven't my hearing yet.
I can't see far away. So when I'm trying to track the plane in the sky, I can't fucking see it.
Wow.
Like people will be like, "Oh, you see do you see the jumpers? You see them? You see them? You see them?" Like, no, I don't.
They're blurry.
Well, I just, Zach's keeping me young. He's getting me out kayak fishing, baseball, snowboarding.
He's just looking for locations to bury your body.
54 years old. I'm getting back into snowboarding. The frick is that?
It doesn't stop, dude. Trust me.
All right, before we get too far into 80 meters, let's put a bow on it.
Yeah, let's put a bow on this for sure.
Listen, we should have. Hey, that's a good suggestion. We could just do 80 meter talk.
We're only like 3 years into this podcast. Let's like get more people and then hit them with that after, so they've already come accustomed to us. Yeah, we'll put a pin in that one and hold off on the decision making. But all right, well, with that, as always, hopefully you got something out of this and you had some fun tonight. And then thanks again for hanging out with us here at Live Free and Ham. And you can continue this conversation over in our community and our Discord. We're having a blast over there. It seems to be picking up some steam, and we're having some good conversation. And we got some great mods in there that have been helping out. And so we thank those guys doing all the tireless work for us, because you guys are just making that environment that much better. And so keep up the great work, guys. And hey, come hang out. It's been a blast. It's been fun to hang out and have conversations. And
if you need a vehicle install, hit me up. I've done it. I know how to do it now.
Free for now.
Yeah,
we'll charge later. All right,
I'm gonna pass it. Move it. What do they do? Pass it forward. Eric helped me in the first one, so I feel like I have to help. I gotta help someone else.
You did exactly what I did. What I suggested when we did the first install. Once you figure it out, pay it forward. So
yeah,
I appreciate it. So come connect with us. Head over to Discord like we just talked about. That link is in all of our show notes and on our website. You can always head over to our YouTube channel, become part of our channel over there by subscribing, and enjoy all the cool, great content that we dump up there. And as always, come provide some feedback. If if you're not doing it in the Discord, send us an SMS, send us an email. You can always use our show notes. That's all in our show notes. And you can always leave us a voicemail, because we want to do the voicemail at 978-233-1142. And as always, support the show if you feel so led through our Patreon, and buy us a bear links. And head over to livefreeandham.com to learn about all of our shows. Get all past 90. So, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting. We're getting almost to 100 episodes. That's freaking amazing. So we're like 4 away. So, check out our back catalog of 96 or so episodes. So If you missed anything, eventually we're going to need a chief summarizer in chief to be able to use it to be able to fact check us on certain things. So, if you're interested in that type of stuff, let me know, hit me up, and, we'll see about getting you in the loop now. So we're not into 200 shows and you have to do it through all those 200 shows. So we can't say, yeah, we've never talked about this. And we've had 4 prior shows, that we've talked about the same thing. We face this a lot with Todd right now. So, we just want to make sure we have it all in a row and all documented. But anyway,
can't remember what last show was about.
That's exactly what we are faced with now. So help is warranted and needed immensely. So you can learn about our show, check out all of our links, and find all of our contact info. And as always, we appreciate you guys. And thanks again for listening from all of us here at Live Free and Ham 7-3.
7-3.